Marcus stood frozen outside hotel room 647, roses trembling in his hands, listening to sounds that would haunt him forever. His wife's voice came through the door. "Yes, Richard, oh God, yes. Marcus has no idea. He's so boring, you make me feel alive." In that moment, Marcus's perfect marriage died. But what he did next? That's where this story gets interesting. Let me take you back to where it all began. Marcus Thompson was 34 years old, a high school history teacher in Phoenix, Arizona, making $52,000 a year. His wife, Sarah, was a marketing manager at Summit Healthcare, earning $95,000 annually. They'd been married for 6 years. Marcus thought everything was perfect. In late November 2024, Marcus's aunt gave him $3,000 as a birthday gift. He had an idea. Sarah was at a 3-day conference in Las Vegas. Why not surprise her? Marcus was so excited. He booked a flight, made reservations at an expensive restaurant, and bought 24 red roses. He imagined her face when he knocked on her hotel room door. The surprise, the joy, the romance. He had no idea what he was walking into. Thursday evening, Marcus arrived at the Desert View Hotel around 7 p.m. He went straight to the front desk, barely able to contain his excitement. "Hi, I'm here to surprise my wife, Sarah Thompson. She's in room 647. The desk clerk, Maria, looked at her computer. Her smile faded. She looked uncomfortable. "Sir, I can't give you a room key. There's another guest listed on the reservation." She paused. "A Mr. Richard Martinez." Marcus felt his stomach drop. Richard Martinez, Sarah's boss, her mentor. Still holding those roses, Marcus went up to the 6th floor. His heart was pounding. There had to be an explanation, right? Maybe they were working late. Maybe it was just a computer error. He walked down that hallway. Room 643, 645, 647. Marcus stood outside that door and raised his hand to knock. But then he heard something that stopped him cold. Voices, laughter, and then sounds that made his blood run cold. Through that door, Marcus could hear everything. Sarah's voice, breathy and passionate. "Yes, Richard, oh God, yes, right there, don't stop." Richard's deeper voice. "You're so much better than Patricia. I've wanted this for so long." Sarah laughed. That intimate laugh Marcus thought belonged only to him. "We should have done this months ago. Marcus has no idea. He's so clueless, so boring. You make me feel alive." "When are you going to leave him?" Richard asked between kisses. "Soon," Sarah panted. "After my promotion. I need to be smart about it. Marcus is sweet, but he's just a teacher. You and I, we're going places. We deserve better." The bed creaking. Sarah moaning Richard's name over and over, telling him how amazing he was, how she'd never felt this way before, how much she loved him. Each word was a knife. Marcus felt his knees weaken. The roses slipped from his hands and fell silently onto the carpet. Tears formed in his eyes. His entire body was shaking. His wife, the woman he'd loved and trusted for 7 years, the woman he'd built a life with. She was in there, having the time of her life with another man, while calling him boring and clueless. Part of him wanted to bang on that door, to burst in, to confront them, to scream and yell and make them face what they were doing. But Marcus was a history teacher. He'd spent years teaching students about strategy, about how wars are won and lost. And he knew that emotional reactions feel good in the moment, but rarely lead to victory. So Marcus made a different choice. He bent down, picked up those roses from the carpet, wiped his eyes, and walked away. Marcus got his own hotel room and started documenting everything. Photos of the hotel, screenshots of his flight information, detailed notes about what he'd heard. Then he did something brilliant. He texted Sarah like nothing was wrong. "Hey babe, hope the conference is going great. Miss you. Love you." 3 dots appeared immediately. Sarah replied, "Miss you too. Conference is exhausting. Richard's presentation went really well. Probably another late night. Love you. Reading her lies made Marcus sick, but he didn't let on that he knew anything. The next morning, Marcus flew back to Phoenix. He spent the weekend searching through their house. In Sarah's desk, hidden under old documents, he found a handwritten note from Richard dated 4 months ago. Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. Marcus is so oblivious. Same time next month? I love you. 4 months, at least. Probably longer. Marcus called his college friend Jake, a private investigator. I need your help, and it needs to stay completely confidential. Within 1 week, Jake uncovered everything. Richard had done this before. At least 2 other women at Summit Healthcare. The company knew but paid them to leave quietly and sign non-disclosure agreements. Richard and Sarah had stayed together at hotels 7 times in 8 months, all on company money. And the worst part? Jake found text messages between Sarah and Richard. Sarah had written, "I can't tell Marcus yet. He'd figure it out. Better to wait until after my promotion. Then I'll move money around and have more leverage in the divorce." She wasn't just cheating. She was planning to financially destroy him. That's when Marcus decided he wouldn't just walk away quietly. He hired divorce lawyer Rachel. Together, they created a plan. Step 1, contact Richard's wife Patricia with all the evidence. Step 2, get the other victims to file official harassment complaints. Step 3, send everything to Summit Healthcare's CEO and board of directors. Step 4, contact journalists to expose the pattern. Step 5, serve divorce papers to Sarah at work, publicly. Step 6, do it all on the same day for maximum impact. If you're enjoying this story of betrayal and revenge, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories like this every single day. Drop a comment telling me what you would have done in Marcus's situation. 2 weeks after that night in Las Vegas, on Monday morning, Marcus executed his plan. At 9 a.m., another victim filed an official harassment complaint against Richard, breaking her silence agreement. At 9:30 a.m., Summit Healthcare's board received a package. Hotel receipts, text messages, proof of Richard's pattern of harassment spanning 5 years. At 10 a.m., a process server walked into Summit Healthcare's office and handed Sarah divorce papers. In front of the receptionist, in front of her co-workers, in front of everyone. At 10:15 a.m., Patricia received Marcus's email with complete evidence of her husband's affair. She immediately called a divorce lawyer. At noon, the Arizona Business Journal published their article, "Healthcare Company Faces Sexual Harassment Scandal." Sarah called Marcus 7 times that morning, crying, desperate. He didn't answer. Finally, he called her back. "I know about Richard," Marcus said calmly. "I was in Las Vegas. I heard you together in room 647 I've known for 2 weeks. Sarah was sobbing. "Marcus, please, it was a mistake. We can work this out. I'm so sorry." "No," Marcus said. "We can't work this out. You lied to me every single day for 8 months. You called me boring and clueless while planning my financial destruction. I read your texts. You made your choice. Now live with the consequences." "You went through my phone?" Sarah's sadness turned to anger. "You're trying to destroy my career." "No," Marcus said quietly. "I'm holding you accountable. You destroyed our marriage. These are just the consequences of your choices." He hung up. Over the next few weeks, everything collapsed. Richard was fired from Summit Healthcare. His wife, Patricia, divorced him and got the house, primary custody of their 2 kids, and most of his money. He was blacklisted in the healthcare industry. He went from making $180,000 a year to barely finding work. Sarah's promotion was immediately canceled. Everyone at work knew how she'd really gotten her previous promotions. She was transferred to a different department, essentially demoted. Richard stopped returning her calls and blamed her for everything. Her reputation in the industry was destroyed. Marcus kept the house. Sarah agreed to pay him $2,000 a month for 18 months. She covered all the legal fees. The divorce was final within 6 months. But the biggest victory? 3 more women came forward with similar stories about Richard. Summit Healthcare settled a class action lawsuit for $4.2 million. They fired their entire HR department and created real policies to protect employees. Richard's pattern of harassment was finally stopped. 6 months after the divorce, Marcus was sitting on his back porch on a beautiful spring evening. His phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Mr. Thompson, this is Jennifer Davis. I wanted to thank you. Because you spoke up, I found the courage to speak up too. Because you held Richard accountable, I got justice. I hope you're doing well. You're a good man." Marcus smiled. He'd lost his marriage. His heart had been broken. But he'd also stopped a predator and helped other women get justice. Marcus started dating again. He painted his bedroom a new color. He joined a gym. He discovered he was good at painting. He rebuilt his life, stronger than before. Sarah moved to another city to start over. Richard lost everything: his job, his marriage, his reputation, his money. As Marcus sat on that porch watching the sunset, he realized something important. Betrayal hurts deeply, but how you respond to it defines who you are. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it make you stronger. Marcus chose strength, and in doing so, he not only reclaimed his own life, but protected others from experiencing the same pain. That's the real victory. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, leave a comment telling me what you would have done, and subscribe for more incredible stories like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.